Need to do is place your tape here. If it is going to be high waist trouser, you place your tape around here. If it is normal waist, on the normal waist, you place your tape here. Then you just measure it onto that flat surface, something like this. Place your tape on the waist, wherever you want the waist to be. To start from, you place your tape, then you measure it to that flat surface is sitting on. So that's that about this diagram. So after when you might have gotten that, so now let's deal with this. Assuming you've already, for instance, you are going to fold your fabric definitely like this. So assuming you've already folded your fabric into two like that, you are going to get this is your waistline automatically. Get your hip line, get your crotch line, your knee line. This is the full length and plus the folding allowance at the down part. So mind you, any measurement you are going to take from here, here, you are going to include your band. You understand? If it is the one that is going to have band, if it's not going to have band, maybe you just want to pipe it, then there is no need. But if it's going to have band, maybe like for instance 1.5 inch band, you are going to take off that 1.5 inch, then you get your hip line. Mind you, hip line is either 8 or 9 inches. Do you understand? Then you get your crotch measurement, your knee, then your full length. So after getting all these lines, you come to this down part, you measure 2.5 inches here, you measure 1.5 inch here, then you measure 1 inch here. This is it, 1.5, 2. The purpose, then you connect it to this hip line. The purpose of that is to give the pants a shape. You understand? If you look at it now, you see the hip cuff already. So after when you might have done that, take your waist measurement divided by 4, mark plus 2 inches, so in allowance. The same thing here, hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. So on this crotch line now, this is your crotch line, that is where you're going to take your lap measurement and you are going to divide it by 2, not by 4. You divide by 2 and you're adding 1 inch allowance. Here we added 2 inches, but here you are going to add 1 inch. So you mark, take your round leg measurement, you had maybe like 1 or 1.5 inches. You understand? So you connect together. So this front part, if you look at it, I measure 1 inch downward. That is for the front slant. You understand? It's for the front slant. So in this case now, this is the front. You are done with the front. If you want to cut it back now, all you need to do is on this place, you are going to add, on this part you had 1.5 inch here, half inch here. So you are going to connect it like this. That is for the back. So here, if you remember, we remove 1 inch here, you are going to add another 1 inch. That is from here, add another 1 inch. So if you measure from here to here now, you are going to have 2 inches. So it's going to come like this. Then you come down to this place. Then this back part, you are going to add 1 inch. This part, you add 1 inch. You go like this, then you just follow the same shape. Follow the same shape up to this place, and you come like this. So the purpose of this 1 inch extension is for the back dart. By the time you take the back dart, it's going to fall in place. So that is, I only use this one to illustrate so that you understand better when I'm cutting the fabric. So let's go to the fabric. So if you look at these 4 lines now, as it was stated in the diagram, this is the waistline automatically. This is the hip line. Then this is the crotch line. This is the knee line. All these measurements, you are starting from your waist. This is the full length, and this is the folded part of the pants. Waistline, hip line, crotch line, knee line, and the full length. So meanwhile, if you want to start your measurement, you are going to take out 1.5 inch for the band. Take out 1.5 inch for the band before you now measure the hip line, the crotch line, the knee line, and the full length. Meanwhile, to get your hip line is either 8 or 9 inches, whichever one you want to make use of. So this down part now, you are going to measure 2.5 inches. If you study the diagram very well, the one I used in illustrating this, cutting out these pants will not be difficult for you. So here 1.5 inch on the knee line, 1.5 inch, just make use of 1.5 inch there. Then here 1 inch, So the purpose of these 2.5 inches, 1 inch, then 1.5 inch is to give the pants a hip shape. You want to give it hip shape. Or hip cuff, whichever one you want to call it. That is the purpose of that. At least for the pant to have a good shape. So now you are going to take your waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Lap measurement divided by 2. Then this round leg measurement divided by 2 also. If you look at the diagram very well, I stated it there. Divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Then the hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. So on your crotch line, that is where you are going to take your lap measurement. Then that you are going to divide by 2. Then you had just 1 inch. You had 1 inch. You had 1 inch, not 2 inches. 1 inch. Two inches, 2 inches, then on this part is just 1 inch. So try to connect them together like this. Then now the round leg measurement divided by 2, you mark it, then you had either 1 or 1.5 inch allowance. If you like, you can also measure your round leg, your round knee measurement. You are going to be divided by 2 also. Then you had maybe 1 or 1.5 inch, I don't think is really necessary. So I'm just going to connect like that. I'm just going to connect like that. So if you want it very tight, you might need to measure the round knee measurement. You might need to measure the round knee, then you divide by 2. And you mark whatever you have there. So this is it. This is the front part. So this front part, now you are going to measure 1 inch downward for the front slanting. You are going to connect it to that place. You can actually cut it out now, then you can also leave it later. After taking the back measurement, then you can cut it out. Then here 1 inch on this part, 1.5 inch. Then this down part, 1/2 inch. Just 1/2 inch on that down part, 1.5 inch. Then you connect to that place. Then here you are going to follow the same shape. When you get to this hip part, when you get to this hip line part, you just go up straight to that 1 inch you measured. Then this place you are going to add additional 1. So in between that place now you are going to have 2 inches. 1 inch there, then you slant, because the back is always higher than the front when you're making a pant. So this is it. After connecting them, you can see the way it is. So this front now you have to cut it off. That 1 inch we measured the other time, so it's going to be like this. So now you cut out. This is your pant. It's almost ready. So this back part you fold into two, then you notch. You indicate where the dart is going to be. Just so like 3.5 inches downward. Like 3.5 inches downward for the back dart. The front doesn't necessarily have to have a dart. So now you are going to mark where you want to fix the pocket. So just measure 2 inches here, then 6.5 inches downward, or 7 inches. Or 7 inches, 6.5 inches, or 7 inches. So now just give it a small curve, so that it won't, the pocket part won't look manly. So now to cut out the pocket, making use of 12.5 inches here, then 7 inches here, just curve a little bit. So now open up this one. That is the two pockets together. Open them up like that, then you place this one on it like this. Then you just try to cut out the same shape there. So that is the pocket. So the cutting part is ready. So now I will just show you how to join them. So now place this on this like this. Place the pocket on it like this. They are going to sew around like that. So after sewing like that, you notch, open it up and top stitch on the pocket side. Top stitch on the pocket side. So just try to fold it on it like this and arrange the pocket the way it should be. Arrange the pocket the way it should be like this. So now just sew up to this place. If you like, you can turn the pocket in, but I think this is more easier. So after sewing, you can just weave. This is more easier. So this other side now, you're just going to tag it down. Sew on it straight to tag it down. So this is the pocket is ready. You are going to do the same thing on the other leg. I think this is the left leg, the front part, then you do the same thing on the right part of the leg. Do the same thing on the other part. That is the other part. You place it on it like this, then you do the same thing. So I've already done that. So what you do now is you place the two front pieces on each other, then you join the first flap, join it like this. You don't necessarily have to sew it to the end part. So after that, you open up like this. Then the next thing you do is you take the back dart. After joining those two pieces together, those two front pieces, take the back dart, just sew like this, like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch to 3.5 inches, as I said earlier. Do the same thing with the other back piece. So now after that, just place the front on the first side of the back. You start sewing. I started with 1 inch at this upper part, so when you get to the hip, you start reducing it to 1/2 inch. You do the same thing on the other side too. So after that, you are going to take your final measurement at the back. Yes, you take your final measurement at the back. The waist divided by 2 now, you mark. Then the hip divided by 2, you mark. I'm taking the final measurement at the back. That is when you are going to take your final measurement, the accurate measurement. So after that, take the round leg measurement divided by 2 also. You sew it up. Then now I'm going to take the lap measurement divided by 2 also. That's the lap measurement. You sew it up. Do the same thing on the other leg. So after that, you just close down this underneath. You close it up, and your pant is ready. I think I have a video on how to fix a perfect band on pants like this. I'm going to drop the link of that video in the description box below, so you can actually watch that in case you want to fix the band. So if you don't want band on it, maybe you just want piping, you can just take cotton bias to just pipe it inside rather than putting band. But if you want band, I have the video